These plain gray Western hats were kind of boring, so I decided to paint all 4 of them, each one in a totally different style and color scheme. Okay, so I actually planned on painting all 4 hats for this video, but I'm about to go on a trip and I only had time for 2. The other 2 are still totally blank, which I think is perfect because I would love for you guys to help me decide what to paint on them. So as you're watching, drop your ideas in the comments and I'll use them for part 2. Here's my little setup, just some fabric paints and then a totally random mix of Posca, Grabby, and Sharpie acrylic paint markers. Basically, I'm just throwing everything I have at this project. For the first hat, I really wanted to go super flowery. I want this first hat to be very floral, very cute, kind of like soft pinks mixed with some fuchsias. So I'm sketching out a bunch of roses with some leaves scattered in there. Here's how it looks all sketched out. Now I'm gonna bring it to life with some paint. The painting process was really satisfying at first. I felt like the fabric paint was melting right into the felt material of the hat, and it was so smooth. I will admit though, I got a little bit lazy with the details and I began doing this sort of fill the entire flower first thing and then try to add gradient to each petal. But I didn't like how that worked out. Honestly, it kind of threw me off and I felt like it affected the rest of my painting. So much so that I began experimenting with some tools like this Le Plume, which I believe is more for watercoloring than acrylic painting on a felt hat. But I wanted to smudge some of the darker colors on the petal ends, and it did the trick, but just overall I wasn't really too satisfied with my rogue art path on these flowers. And then desperation kicked in an attempt to save face. I outlined the flowers and I just don't know how to feel about it. It screams lazy and desperate to me, but I wasn't sure how to start over, so please let me know what you all think about this hat once I'm done. The last thing I did was paint in my leaves. Okay, hat number 1 is finished. I'll show you all the full look at the very end, but for now, let's move on to hat number 2. Okay, so I'm done with the first hat, but I kind of want to switch the vibes up a little bit. I want the next hat to have different colors. I kind of want to go for a desert sunset vibe. What do you guys think? I can see the vision, like some cacti along here. More than likely a big old like sun here and like maybe a half moon or one of those cute little like banana style moons. But yeah, this is an exciting one and I'm really excited to switch up the vibe and try some new colors. So I'm gonna get that started. Bruh. I just got a crazy idea. I think it would be so cool to add some gold leaf to the hat somehow, maybe like in some of the details. And so I have this gold leaf left over from my wall project that I did a few years ago. And here is the gilding adhesive. Oh, it's leaking. Just kidding. All right, let's try this out. First, I wanted to test a small section of the hat to make sure that the gold leaf would adhere to the felt. And it did. It held pretty well, so I decided to move forward. I made myself a little fruit platter. It was a little nerve-wracking adding the gold leaf to the actual design of the moon because I didn't want the glue to smudge and result in a thicker gold than I intended. But after I brushed away the excess foil, it looked so good. I was so happy with the result. And after that, all my worries melted away. I decided to add so many more details. Gold leaf is messy, but this was really satisfying. I highly recommend you to try gold leaf on your projects. The results are so pretty and it's a really fun little project to try. My favorite part was definitely brushing away the excess foil. It was so satisfying to do. Look at how good this cactus looks after I brush away the excess foil. Ah, so cute. And just like that, hat number 2 is complete. Now I can go ahead and show you all both hats side by side. One is flowery, one is deserty. Here's the flower hat. I really like how this hat looks overall and how it came out in the end, but if I were to redo it, I would definitely pay more attention to the details. I would want my flowers to be more defined, more structured, and to have a little bit more variance in color. But overall, I think it's super cute. I love how it came out. Let me know what you guys think. And please drop a suggestion. I'm super open to hearing what you guys think. And here is the desert hat, hat number 2. And I only had one of these little hat belts, so I'm using it on both hats so that you can see what it would look like with a proper belt. I feel I'm a little bit more fond of this hat because I spent a little more time on it. I added a variety of cacti, some saguaro, some nopales from my part of the world, South Texas. Alright, so this was a really fun project. 2 hats down, 2 to go. I would love your help. Please tell me in the comments what designs or colors I should try on the next ones. And if you want to see how they turn out, make sure you like this video and subscribe so that you don't miss it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.